back to another episode with Mystic Scales and Fae
And Fae
Tales
Tales
Podcast.
Podcast.
We are your romance, fantasy, dystopian podcast. And my name is Jennifer, one of your hosts.
And I'm your other host, Lee. Welcome back.
Welcome back, or if it's your first time, welcome. So that was the description of the podcast. We read romance books, dystopian books, fantasy books. So very well-rounded, I think. And we also read other books outside of those genres that we sometimes talk about in here. So if you love books in general, you found your way home, and we welcome you here in the big open arms. Today is a mini episode that I know, right? That was so cute and metaphorical. Not really. Today is a mini episode. So we do 2 full-length episodes a month that are an hour long and 2 mini episodes a month that are 30 minutes long. And our full-length episodes normally line up with our book club because we have a book club on the app Fable. Which if you don't have the app, you should definitely download it. Highly recommend. We have about over 660 members in our book club currently. And we read different. Yeah, it is. We read different books in those genres I mentioned, and we review them. We chat on every chapter. We have fan art. It's really fun, and usually those coincide with what we are doing here on the podcast. We read them in the book club and then review them here. We have just finished up the Grishaverse, which is all the books by Lee Bardugo in that umbrella world. So that's Shadow and Bone, Six of Crows, and King of Scars duology. Big thing to finish as a group. So that was months of our lives. So we're very proud of it. So make sure to check out those episodes. But our book club currently right now for the month of August is reading a dystopian book, which is really exciting because Lee and I read a lot of dystopian books on our own time, but we haven't done one yet with the book club. So it's nice to start one out. And we're starting out with our favorite, a YA book. We haven't read the book before, but for me and Lee, reading YA is just like home.
Home.
So reading YA dystopian, even better. And that book is called The Last Bookstore, right?
Yeah,
on Earth. I keep saying bookshop, but it's wrong. Bookstore on Earth. And it came out like I think 2025, so it's fairly new. And so we're reading that on the app Fable. So come check it out. Come talk with us. But if you're late to that, don't worry. We have some more books planned, and everything gets saved in the archives too, so you can always go back. Our future plans include reading the second book in the Night in the Moth series, which just comes out in September, and then eventually we're going to pick another big series to talk about as well. But those are for the long episodes, an hour long. Today, like I said, is a mini episode, 30 minutes. So on these, we do some one-off books. We've done a lot of book-to-movie adaptations. Shout out the Odyssey episode because it was amazing. And originally, for like a full almost year, like last summer, we started Ali Hazelwood mini episode series. So we reviewed every single book by Ali Hazelwood. She is the reason we have romance even in the name of the podcast. It's all because of Ali Hazelwood, who we have met multiple times now. So this is love her. And she has a new book that came out. So, of course, it's a novella. So, anytime that she has a kind of like new book or novella, we try to read them and review them on here. We are behind because she has a publishing group with some friends. So, we haven't reviewed those two. I think one came out, one's coming out. The historical fiction they're doing, I think, is the next brand.
Oh, I don't even think I knew about that.
Yeah,
is it the same people?
Yeah, it's the same people, but they're doing... I think it's historical fiction. That's the next one. I forgot the name of the group. I'll have to find it and we'll talk about it later. But yeah, I think it's another branch of books. So I think Allie's in it. She like helps fund it and or create it, not funds it. She helps create it, like the whole publishing group together. So I think she's in it. But if we're wrong, sorry about that. Wrong information. But those two books we haven't, definitely the first one they did, the dystopian one, we haven't reviewed yet on here, so we're going to review it. But today we're talking about one of her mainstream novellas that have just came out recently in collaboration with Spotify, and it is called Unbound. So last year or so, whenever this came out, they had Bound, which we have reviewed on here on the podcast, and now this is the second one in this duology of novellas, which I don't think I've ever said duology of novellas in my life. Normally, they aren't a series. They're novellas, or short stories.
True.
But that's how it's labeled on her website is novellas, and then it says duology. The Bound
Yeah.
duology.
And
So
they just said they're gonna print it. So it's gonna get printed and it's gonna be like one of those where it's like double, where you like flip it upside down
I see.
and
I'm looking at
there.
it on her website. You're right.
Yep.
Wait, that's kind of cool. I mean, I
I
don't
hope the
love this
artwork
story,
is in
but this
there.
is cool. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So as we mentioned, there was artwork on the Spotify. So when you go to Spotify to go listen to it, you can see the artwork included as you're listening. I do know that it is on other things now. I think it's on like Audible and things like that.
Oh, is
But
it?
I don't
Okay.
think it has the artwork, which is interesting.
Probably
I don't know.
not.
I haven't
Yeah.
checked it out. So, but I think because now they're publishing the book, so you can
Hmm.
other people could have it. But yeah,
Hmm.
they are doing a flip book, which is kind of fun. I haven't bought. I don't remember the last time I even bought a flip book. Like,
I don't think I ever have. Like, there's
like
Twilight, right? And there's Light Lark.
when they used to do them a lot back in the day. So like I remember them. And then a lot of them too used to be that it would flip it one side English, flip it one time Spanish. So that's why I knew a lot of
Mm.
those too. But wow, okay. So anyway, this beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful artwork, beautifully done. And it's cool because I'm looking at the cover and like the colors blend into the next. So it's like blue into the
That
red.
is cool. Yeah.
That is my spiel for today's episode. So we are going to be reviewing Unbound by Ali Hazelwood. If you want to check
Hmm.
out our review of Bound, make sure to check out our previous episodes. So, spoiler ahead for those two, and for the most
Yeah.
part, any paranormal Ali Hazelwoods. I don't know if we'll spoil any of her contemporary. I think you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
So let's
But
get the
yeah, like,
shebang started. Yeah.
yeah. Cool. You got a description, perhaps?
I do. Unbound, which I do love that this one is red because it fits more of the aesthetic. The other one was blue. And not that it was like not aesthetically
Yeah.
pleasing, but like, with the story. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
so basic of me to be like red vampires, but like it fit her. Like she was a vampire.
Totally. Yeah.
Um
No,
so
I agree.
okay, I'm excited to read this description because I have not read. We normally don't read them. And
No.
the entire time we were reading this book, I kept texting you about what her age could be because I found it very unsettling. The
Mm-hmm.
first line of this says it, so I should have just read it.
Oh,
A
okay.
5,000-year-old woman, 5,000, not 500, 5,000, who has outlived empires, and a doctor who spent his life fighting death collide in this novella from New York Times bestselling author Ali Hazelwood. Lilith of Nivan, I don't know, Nivian, I should know where I listened to it, has spent a millennium in control. As a powerful revenant, remember it's not vampires, revenant, she enforces one rule above all: protect mortals. Disciplined and focused, she has never made the same mistake twice, and she has learned that attachments can only lead to ruin. Enter Roman Martin, an overworked and relentlessly kind ER physician. He is the one mortal Lilith cannot quit. Any relationship between him is against everything Lilith has fought for. Still, she keeps coming back to him until someone starts hunting Lilith and Roman is caught in the crossfire. When everything comes crashing down, Lilith must choose between the world she has sworn to protect and the man she has never meant to love. So this came out early July, and it was a production of Spotify audiobooks, and it
Mm-hmm.
says it's not exclusive to Spotify. So now we have, and if you remember
Interesting.
on Bound,
Mm-hmm.
Bound was about the reluctant con artist Vero and the professor Victor with too many
Mm-hmm.
secrets that bound them together. And they had to do the whole, helping take down the revenant that was trying to make more revenants, and she was copying the book
Right.
about how to
Right.
make revenants, and they were doing a whole con artist thing, and like her friend almost died, and then she died, and
Mm-hmm.
she became a revenant.
She
So
did.
that is the two stories. The connection between the two stories is that Lilith is shown at the end of Bound as the person
Mm-hmm.
that helps Victor make Vero a revenant because
Mm-hmm.
Victor is actually part of Lilith's bloodline. Lilith is the one that changed him. I forgot what she mentioned, what century. I think it was like the Renaissance man or something in that time.
Yeah.
She really
Yeah.
adores artwork and like arts, and when she's like, talent has to be preserved, and so
Mm-hmm.
she turned
Mm-hmm.
Victor when he was dying. She asked him, and he said yes, because she's very much about consent.
Mm-hmm.
And So that's how they're all connected in this. But the story does take place a couple years. I
Yeah, I
think you
think
said
it's
10.
15. I think
Oh,
it's
is it 15?
15.
Because they
It's a
mentioned
long
15 at the
time.
end, but I think it was just at the end, then they had another time jump because of his
They
changing.
do that. She does that so like because the beginning years when you turn, you're like
Or rough. Yeah.
not well. So she fast
But I think the
forwards.
start of this was that it was 10 years after Vero's story.
Okay. I mean, I thought it was 15
Maybe.
just to give her time, but 10, 15, whatever.
Whatever.
It
Yeah,
gave
it's one of the two.
yeah, it gave time for Vero to be in this story and be a functioning person again.
Barely. She
That's
sounds like she's
all.
barely hanging on.
I mean, but she also said like she did well, like she transitioned well.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
By the end of it, too, they mentioned the fact that because she was a vegetarian, that's why she has so many stomach issues as a revenant. I was like, that's fucked. I was like, that's not fair. I was like, she
no,
just wants to be a vegetarian. Let her be a vegetarian. But anyway, it's so
not
funny.
anymore.
Anyway, so we have Unbound.
Hmm.
What a story. I know that we did not particularly enjoy this. I immediately want to start off with it was very hard, and I already mentioned it, for me to conceptualize someone that was a sold.
Oh,
And I
yeah,
know that the whole point of vampire lore and
yeah.
things like that is like they're supposed to be whatever. But I am maybe a baby with vampire fantasies because I have been obsessed with the Vampire Diaries. And I've watched the whole show, 8 seasons, like 20 episodes a season, like 6 times all the way through.
Hmm.
They're like hundreds of years old. Class is a
Hmm.
thousand, I think, at
Right.
most.
Yeah.
Um, that's even hard for me. Like it's hard to conceptualize. And so I
No,
never read the thing that said she was 5,000. So I'm texting Lee and I'm going, they just said she was alive when mammoths walked the earth. They literally said that. She
they
said, yeah,
did.
I knew where they were. And then at one point she says she was alive longer than the God that's been conceptualized right now. Like the thought of God. She's been
Oh,
alive longer than the thought of God. I was like, and then the other person that's the revenants, that's like the older one than her, the one that she used to sleep with, the girl, is older than
mm-hmm.
her. I was like, was she here at the
Right.
start of time? I was like,
Like,
I don't.
no wonder these people don't care about humans, you know? Like, it,
How do they want to live this long? How do they
I
find the
don't
will to
know.
live that long? I
I
don't
don't know.
understand that. Like, that's why I was like, this
Yeah.
this is too hard for me to conceptualize. And I think she mentioned that in, like another book, or I might have read it somewhere. Like, I'm too old for you to conceptualize it. Like, it is, but like as a reader, it's hard. Like, for
Hmm.
me, that took me out because immediately I was like, she saw a mammoth, and she was like, she was alive for the creation of the English language, as well. She
Hmm.
mentions that, like she was there when English was
Mm. Oh,
created.
yeah, yeah. Hmm.
I was like, what the?
That is
Anyway,
kind of
did it
wild.
affect you at all, or was it just me?
I think I was so, like, I wanted to get it over with that I didn't, like, I couldn't be bothered. But I totally get what you're saying. Like,
I
it's a
wish.
lot. I I think my thing is, and we talked about this too, is like I keep getting this confused with Hot for Slayer. Like the background
Oh.
stories, like
Mhm.
I always plug in, and I don't even remember the main character's name from that, but her background when she was like
She had a
taken.
good story. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why. I think I really like her background, like her Italian, like
And their
not Renaissance,
connections.
but yeah. So I
Mhm.
think I missed that. Um, But yeah, this one, it like talking about it right now, it brings me back to like when we talk about Akatar and we're like they're holding grudges like for 500 years and like we're like just let it go. Like it's like a blink of an eye for you and like this is even longer. I'm like I don't know how like how would you even want to live in like modern society like all this technology and like I feel like I'd get frustrated just
Yeah.
with like people like humans being idiots. I don't know.
It reminds me of like when we read all these other stories. I don't remember which story I'm thinking of. But when they talk about like gods that have lost their humanity because they've been alive for so long, right?
Hmm.
And they're like disconnected from what matters and who they're ruling over, and it's because them being alive for so long. Oh, I know what it is. Okay, it's in the From Blood and Ash series. I never finished. I want to finish one of these
Oh,
days. And I think in that one or the spin-off, they mentioned that some of the gods go to sleep because if they're alive too long, they're gonna lose their
Oh.
humanity, and not like
Mm-hmm.
actual things being left from them, but like just mentally,
Mm-hmm.
because they are going to eventually just think of themselves as bigger, and like you lose your connection to what it means to be
Yeah.
alive because you have no threat of death, and you have no threat of it ending, and you have no way to
Nope.
appreciate every second. So that's why I'm like, I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. And it was like I could just go along with the story, like do a love story, whatever, and then just like random comments like the mammoths, and I'm like, I
Mm-hmm.
can't. You just took me out of the story completely,
Mm-hmm.
completely took
Yeah.
me out.
Yeah. I think maybe she tried to make up for it because like isn't Lilith the one who cares about the humans? Like she like
Yes.
her job or her role is to interact with like the humans and make sure like the other revenants are not just like killing them or whatever. So I think that was supposed to be like her like maintaining her
Her
connection.
guiding compass, yeah, that she
Yeah.
has within her.
Yeah. Which okay.
Sure,
Great. I
sure.
guess
Uh,
somebody's got to do it. Sure.
I think what I was telling you when we were talking about it offline is the the one thing that with this story is it was really hard for me to get into, like to start. I don't know why. I think
Yeah.
maybe the jump into like the revenants and all these things. Whenever we were like
Yeah.
in revenant society and revenant issues, I think it was hard for me to pay attention or want to pay attention. And I think that might be just because it's a disservice of it being a novella. You're not giving
Mm.
me a full length novel to really dive into, like how Roman gets like 10 seconds of explanation of the society as a reader,
Mhm.
and you're trying to build this fantasy and this magical world that's also rooted
Mhm.
in the modern world, so it's a mix. It's a little hard for me to jump between that, and so that was
Mhm.
hard. But once we got to the part where we're talking about their romance and their like backstory and like the 10 years of them on and off, I actually was pretty intrigued. I don't know. How did you
Mhm.
feel?
Yeah, I felt pretty much the same. I thought it was a weird like structure for the
Mm,
story. Like I
yeah.
think I said, I was like, I don't know why it was like a let me tell you about my life. Like just start. Like I don't enjoy that, I guess. Um but I think maybe that was just like the setting the tone and that's just kind of like was supposed to be like Lilith's character. Um, but it just kind of like threw me off because like starting a book, like listening, I was like, I don't want to listen to something like that. Like I want to be engaged, and it took a while to get engaged. But then I agree. Like once we had like that moment in the diner when he tells her like he's seeing someone else and like she has like real emotions, like that really came through. And I was like, oh, okay, like here's an alley. Like I see it now. So that definitely hooked me.
Yeah, and there are little flashbacks of them like walking and him walking the dog that he borrowed from his neighbor, or just like the thought that them sleeping, like her not wanting to sleep over, then eventually he gets her to sleep over, and she stays
Mhm.
until like she can't no more with the sun, and him falling asleep watching a movie. Those little things, like yeah, that's Allie. That's the core of it. And we say
Mhm.
this every time. We feel so bad we have not liked any of her fantasy because we know
I
how
know.
important it is to her and how much she loves
I know.
vampire and werewolf stuff, and we want to. It's just not our jam. We're not jamming with the mixes of it,
No.
and the twist that she's trying to do. And I think it's hard though because then we say that and we constantly bring this up. We loved Hot for Slayer. Hot for Slayer was
Mhm.
like one of our favorite novellas, fantasy wise, that she's
Mhm.
done. But what do you think is the difference? Why do we like one more than the other?
That's a great question. I think part of it is like the bigger story. Like in this
Mm.
one, I think that one it felt very separate and
The murder mystery.
yeah, the murder mystery and just like those different people, I had a hard time like keeping them, like keeping track
Oh
of them.
yeah, all their names.
And I mean, I was kind of like, oh, like, obviously it's not who you think it is. Like, someone is tricking you. So, and like, that is also like a very Ellie thing, right? Like, she has her like big bad,
Yeah,
but
they come out in the end
it's,
like, woo,
yeah,
Scooby Doo
yeah.
moment. Yeah.
And like, you kind of knew it was going to be some sort of like jealousy thing, which felt also a little dumb for how old these people are. You know, so I guess like I almost feel like she was trying like two things at once. Like she was like, let me do this like murder mystery thing, and then let me also like get back into like a revenant love story. and I guess it didn't really work. But like, okay, remind me in Hot for Slayer, it's just that they're like he's after her,
Yeah,
right?
that's the perfect thing. I was gonna great transition to what I was gonna say. I think the main difference is that there is no larger story like you're saying in Hot for Slayer. It's just
Yeah.
two people who should not be together are fighting each other, but then also fighting their own feelings. Because all it
Yeah.
is that he's a vampire slayer, she's a vampire. He should be
Yeah.
hunting her and trying to kill her, but he has a soft spot for her because he's met her
Hmm.
before multiple times, and she has
Okay,
a
yeah.
soft spot for him. So they have this like this tension, this back and forth, and they know they shouldn't, but should they? Like, will they? Won't they? Kind of thing. So because it's so focused on their romance, and then added on this extra, the plot essentially is just this thing of that they should not be together. That's it. It's
Hmm.
very simple with
Yeah.
that, and that's what makes the story so intriguing for us because we're like, ooh, we're eating it up the romance and whatever, but we're also
Right.
eating up like she also made that very classic vampire. They made the things that we know and love about vampires. And
Hmm.
we're just like, okay, like she can't go outside and she can't do these things. And he's
Hmm.
there and he's across the way, like in the apartment, and he's watching her. And it was so much nuances that I think that we captured and were able to like hook onto. Where this, we couldn't find the little footing of it.
Hmm.
And if you wanted to make it only about their love story, I didn't feel that. At some points, I
Yeah.
was just like, "Who is this man?" Like he's just like, eh. Like his personality trait was that he's really kind and really good at his
Yeah.
job.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny because like I remember like now that you like describe it more, like reading the description for this one, I remember it like highlighting that she was like timeless, right? She can't die. And then there was like some phrase about him and death. And so I thought like he was going to have some kind of like control over death, or like maybe he was like already dead or something. So like I wasn't really expecting the twist of spoiler. He's
It's nothing
dying.
spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like that kind of threw me off, but I think I went into it thinking that it was like, oh, they can't be together kind of story again. And like
Ooh.
I would have liked that. Um but instead it was just like, no, he's just dying.
I hated that ending of him deciding to become a revenant. Like I loved that challenge that she's faced with, right? Because she can't die,
Yeah.
right? Or I mean, she could
Yeah.
die, but she hasn't died, right? But so she doesn't have to fear death. But now she's
Mhm.
fearing death in a loved one, and she said it already that she hasn't loved someone the way she's loved him. This hasn't,
Mhm.
or she hasn't loved someone in a very long time. So for her to
Mhm.
be
Which is
reminded of that,
huge.
of death and these things, is very important and very impactful. So I
Mhm.
would have found the story more intriguing if she did take care of him and he did die,
He did die, yeah.
and then she had to like live on and then shape
Mhm.
her life from that and the lessons she's learned and still keep her her moral path going of wanting to keep going. But at this point it just feels like they have no consequences, like nothing happens, so nothing bad will ever happen to her because she has all the power in the world. And if
Mhm.
she just loves someone, she can just make them revenant, like who cares. And
Mhm.
like they make this thing of like, oh, they could die in the crossing. We have not met anyone that's died. No
Right.
one's died yet. It's gone successful twice. I know we need a happy ending, but like
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean, I feel like that would have been
Yeah.
like a villain arc if he like when he died and then she would have became like resentful. Like that's a whole different way. But that's why I think it
Right.
would have been more impactful for him to stay a human and for him to die
Mhm.
that way and for her to be there
Yeah.
with him all the way to the end. That's the
Yeah.
ending I was hoping for. Instead, we got that he became Revenant Society's um, most
Scientist.
scientist, doctor. All he's studying the species. He's helping them advance as a species and helping people with the crossing. And he's a scientist for humans and everything. And it's just like, okay,
Yeah. I mean, I didn't hate that because like I
yeah.
liked that he had like purpose, but also like I feel like it kind of came out of nowhere. Like sure he was a doctor, so you can believe that he liked experiments, like that's probably how his brain worked, but we never saw him researching. Like we she never talked about him like,
They mentioned it very
oh,
briefly at the end that he studied research in college.
right. And I'm like, we all do things in college. Like I wanted to study French, okay? Like that's I didn't think that was enough to be like, oh, like this is like him fulfilling like more of his human life. It felt so
Mm-hmm.
like random. And I also like, I agree with you in the sense that he had like a really strong opinion about
Mm-hmm.
his death. And I like respected that, you know, like he thought about it and he told her and was like, this is what I want. And then it just got flipped. And I was like, I mean, I knew it was going to, right? But I was like, yeah, there's no depth there. Like, okay. And like you said, like there's no consequence. Like we're not seeing any like the only struggle we've really seen was that girl in Bound who really wanted to go into the sun
Yes. Yes.
and she wasn't ready. Um so this just was like lacking in that.
Very much lacking. Yeah, I just feel like, what was the point? Like, I lost the point along the way, really, for them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean it
I I was so intrigued by this story originally of like the girl who is like holding herself back and doesn't want to like admit the fact that she's
yeah,
in love.
yeah.
Like that was a
Mhm.
great story, but then have
Mhm.
her admit it and then have her lose it. Like, does that sound terrible? But like, have her lose the love. Like,
I know.
she's thousands of
No.
years old. She's not gonna get everything she wants.
Mm-mm. No. No. I don't know. It just like felt like it could have been an email. Like, here's my little like fan fiction of this couple. We didn't need all of this. And like
Agreed.
granted, like it wasn't super long, right? You know, like you could listen to it fairly quickly. So like if you just want a little like nugget, okay. But it didn't really do it for me. And I don't think the art was as up to par as it was in Bound.
No, we said he does not look attractive, and I sent Lee a picture that he looked at the tracksuit mafia from Marvel. Like he literally looked like that. I was like, "What is this man?"
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't.
And we
So,
should mention
okay.
too, another thing was there was like mistakes in the audio.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the quality.
The quality was not great. Like at some points, it wasn't necessarily mistakes of like cutting or chapters repeated or words repeated, but you could hear the difference in speech when her
Mm-hmm.
microphone changed or editing. Either someone was editing the whole
Something.
thing,
Yeah.
or or obviously a lot of this is in takes, so maybe the
Mm-hmm.
takes weren't melded together right. Like you could hear it randomly, especially if you were listening out loud, you heard it, but if you were listening with it in your ear, oh my gosh, like it was very jarring for
Yeah.
me. And I just was like,
Yeah.
"This is my phone." So then when I texted you that, you said the same. I was like, "Oh wow!" So this is bad quality.
No, no, I was so
Weird.
glad to hear you say that too because I was like, am I crazy? Like it's sounding like muffled. And then I swear, like I didn't go back, but I swear like she was like dropping the accent too at some
Mm.
points. And I was like, like what is going on? Like was this rushed? Like it was just not up to snuff, I felt like, and that was just odd.
And what speed
But
did you
yeah,
listen at?
oh, probably. I think it was 1.5.
Yeah, I wish I did, and that's not normal for me because I listen to 125 to 130. I've been like somewhat doing 135 depending on the book, but 125 to 130, and I still felt like she was so slow. At one point, my thing like reverted back to one for some reason,
Oh
and I
God.
literally had to be like, "What is happening?" Because it was just her talking because of like this ancient accent she's putting on, but
Mm-hmm,
she was like,
mm-hmm.
5,000 year
Oh
old," and
God.
you're like.
God,
You're like, girl, what? Who directed that? And so
no.
like me
Yeah,
at 135 at 1.35, I still was like, this is slow. So like
that's crazy.
I was like, how slow does she record this? It was
That's
baffling.
nuts.
It was
Yeah.
baffling to me. So yeah, I wasn't a fan of this production, which is crazy. I feel like we haven't said that about any audio production we've listened to in a
I
very long
really
time.
no. No. Like
Everything's
we
been really
sometimes have
great.
yeah, sometimes we have readers that we don't love, but like I don't think the production has ever been that horrible.
Not at all.
So,
Well,
unfortunate.
unfortunate. What was your overall rating of this Unbound, Valley Hazelwood?
I think I gave it like a 2.5
I also did 2.5.
because I hate doing that. I hate doing that to Ali, but it's not a 3. It's
It was
not.
barely a 2.5. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I was gonna
like
do 2. It was such a
yeah.
weak. It was so weak. Like if I only like the middle, like the beginning and the end were a struggle, and it was like barely that part in the middle. And it was just the
Mhm.
flashbacks into the relationship that I loved.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. It was just not. And I didn't even care that like Victor and Vero were in there.
Yeah.
Like they pop up a couple times and I was like, "Oh, hey. I know you."
Hey, girl.
But it was not. And like, oh my God, the voice she did for Vero was awful. Oh my God.
I couldn't remember what she sounded like. I was like, is this what she sounded like? I was like,
I don't
okay.
remember what she sounded like in her own book, but it
That's what
was
I'm saying.
not whatever that was. I was like, oh my God. So, yeah, no. Um, I don't really know, like I don't know what Ali is gonna do next.
I don't understand what's happening. I really
I
don't.
don't I don't really either. Um,
I bet you her publisher's begging her for another contemporary romance.
I kind of hope so. But I think she's kind of at the stage where she could do whatever she wants,
Oh,
you
100%.
know?
100%.
Which is great. Like for her, good for you. Like make your money. Um,
Probably
especially
because, great transition, we
she
have
just
the Love
got
Hypothesis movie coming out soon.
yeah,
And
she
she just
just
got picked
got
up for another movie, which was
mhm.
weird. Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. So Love Hypothesis movie comes out this September. I
Mhm.
actually love the trailer. I don't. We'll talk about how Lee feels because she's the bigger fan, but I am excited for this. And then now, Wet or Deep End has gotten
Deep
picked
end,
up
yeah.
next, which is interesting in the Ali Hazelwood universe because it's many books down. So if
Yeah.
any of these are connected movie wise, um, it's not that it's a
Well, I mean,
stretch necessarily because you could see these people and be like, oh, I know them, they're gonna come back later. Like
yeah.
it's fine,
Well, it's
but
funny
it's just
because like
interesting. That's the one they
Adam
chose.
and Olive are in Deep End, like
Yeah,
kind of significantly. So
yeah.
like are they gonna bring like Lily and what's
I
his name,
don't know
Chris?
because it's different companies.
I
Because didn't
know.
Netflix pick up what Deep End?
Yeah. Yeah.
So and Amazon is
So that
Love
feels like a
Hypothesis.
no, and that
Yeah,
feels
they can't do
stupid.
that.
That's so dumb.
I don't think they could do that. They have to do I don't know what kind of contract they could do, but maybe they will. But like
I mean, it'd be
that's
great.
like if Disney made a movie and it connected to a movie that Universal made and they shared I mean,
Right.
they do that with Spider Man, so I can't not say that. But like,
Yeah. It's just an like you're saying, it's so odd to do that because in like pretty much the next three-ish, right? Like Love Theoretically and like Love on the Brain. I'm pretty sure like one of them is just mentioned. So like you wouldn't need
it's the next one was Love Hypothesis. Like Adam and Olive are there for like
yeah.
one scene. Yeah,
Yeah, but I
but
mean so you
very
could get
very
around
small.
that.
Yeah, you
But
can't. You don't need
yeah,
the scene.
I don't know. I don't know how they're
Tell
gonna
me your
do
thoughts.
it. I
Let's
don't
hear your thoughts.
know.
What are you
I
worried
mean,
about? What do you wait? Okay, let's start here. What are you worried about for Love Hypothesis? Are you excited for
okay,
it or not excited for
so
that one?
I I actually think the trailer looks pretty good. Like I got the little warm and fuzzies, goosebumps, looks cute.
Okay.
But that is 100% not Adam. Like I think the casting is horrible for the guy. Like she literally wrote it based off of Adam Driver. Like you have an image. Like I don't know who this rugged man is. Like I'm just annoyed. Um, I think that Lily's gonna do a good job, so I think she's gonna like carry it. So I have hope, but I'm annoyed. Um,
And
I
then
know
Deep
you're
End.
excited though.
I am excited. I am someone that doesn't care if the character looks exactly the way that it was described as the book. Um, I am excited to see what he acts like as
Yeah,
Adam because
I just
I think from
think
what I've seen so far, it does feel like Adam. So we'll see.
I don't. I think his like, it's like his aura like needs, like,
He
he's
has
like
no nerdiness to him at all.
right. That's what I'm
That's
saying
for
is like
sure.
Adam is like a hot nerd, but he's not trying to be like hot. He just happens to be like a large man, you
But at the
know?
same time, Adam does come across very strict and very stern and very scary to his med
Yeah.
students, and this casting gives that 100%. He's supposed to be intimidating. He's supposed to be like he's dating her. He
But
dates
he's
people.
too
He likes people.
pretty.
I don't think
He's
so.
too
I think
pretty.
I think it works. So we'll see what
I
happens.
don't. I'm I'm very scared. Um and then for Deep End, I think Deep End is like one of those books that I like want to keep like as a book.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think especially cuz like it was supposed to be like her spiciest, like she really took risks with that, and like a lot of their relationship is about like their sex life and how they like relate that to themselves. And I just
It's
don't
very
want that to be.
educational in the relationship of sex and your body and what.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think for me, it's like I don't want that to be cheapened by putting it on film. You know, like it's more than just they're having sex, you know? Like I don't think
100%.
so. I don't
I was
know.
actually really sad it wasn't picked up by Amazon. I mean, like, I'm not saying I love all of Amazon's adaptations because we've talked about them.
Right.
But the reason I was is because for me, I loved the off campus adaptation, right? I love the way that they handle a lot of the
Mhm.
emotional aspects, especially
Mhm.
Hannah's trauma with
Mhm.
her trauma. And with Deep End, I think that that kind of writing would be great for this because of their own different traumas that they have, especially her injury trauma
Yeah.
in Deep
Yeah.
End. So that's why I
Mhm.
was like, oh, like kind of. I mean, not that they couldn't get the same writers or different writers, and like, of course, Netflix can do it, but we just haven't been as confident in our Netflix adaptations. Although I
Yeah.
will say, people being on vacation, it's not a bad adaptation. It's really not. It's a great movie. It
But
could be
yeah, I
better,
do think
but it could
yeah,
be
I
worse. You
think
know what I mean? Like it's like
yeah.
mid. So it's like we'll see. And then
Yeah.
like Netflix did the other one I love, the octopus one,
Oh
Remarkably
yeah.
Bright Creatures. I love that. So like there's so many that they could do good and bad. It really depends on who they end up like writing it and stuff. And I think the thing that
Mhm.
upset us the most is that it's what's her name from Don't Call Me Daddy is producing it.
Oh
Um
yeah.
and we don't like her.
Yeah.
So
I
that
I
sucks.
know. Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
not great. But we'll see. You know, we have to see it. We have to wait and see. Let's see the casting, see
Mhm.
where the image and the idea of they go from it. But I
Mhm.
think that you're 100% right that there's an option of it being cheapened, and that's the scary thing.
Yeah. And I just think that's happening more and more, especially like as these like romances are getting picked up because like the world knows that they're popular, and the world also knows that like people love to like watch things. So I think we're in a weird state of adaptations.
We are. You know what? This is a great topic for another mini episode. So we're
It
gonna save it
is.
and talk about another mini episode because we've been doing so many adaptation episodes. But maybe we should talk about the world of adaptations and what's to come
Yeah.
and our opinions on it because we have lots of them. So thank you
Yeah.
guys for coming along on this episode though of Unbound by Ali Hazelwood. We wish her all the best, Ali. We will
We
always
love.
support Ali. We love
Hmm.
you. We're going to keep reading all your books and we're going to keep reviewing them here. So stay tuned for more episodes as we review some of her. Like we mentioned in the beginning, we've missed a few of her adaptations. Not adaptations. We missed a few of her novellas that I think it's just one, honestly. So we'll review
Yeah.
it here
First.
on the podcast soon. It's called First, exactly.
Hmm.
And stay tuned for our other episodes to come, our longer episodes. We have some exciting ones coming, like we mentioned, the dystopian book and other series. So follow us on the app Babel for all of our like book information and what we're reading in real time. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok, of course, to see all of our other real time information and YouTube. And thank you guys so much for joining today. We hope you appreciate this episode and enjoyed it. Go read Unbound and let us know your opinions. Don't let us falter you enough from reading. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it to people, but if you want to read it and let us know what you think on any of those channels. And we
Yeah.
hope that you have a great book, especially a great list coming up for the fall season. And
Hmm.
happy reading.
Happy reading and happy listening.
Happy listening.